When making opening arguments, will the judge have the court officer go ahead and lock the door so that there are no interruptions and that the jury is not interrupted during these opening arguments? Would you like to learn the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you exactly what happens. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. The answer is no. The judge does not have the court officer lock the door. It would be nice if there were no interruptions, but the reality is that the courts are open to the public, which means anybody at any time could go walk into the courtroom. You have to go through security first, but you walk into any courtroom, it doesn't matter what case is on, and you go ahead, open the door, and sit down and observe. You can observe cases on trial. You can observe motions that are going on. You can observe conferences that are happening. And the fact is that since these are all open courtrooms to the public, anybody can go in at any time, which means if we are now in the middle of making opening arguments, people are going to interrupt. They're going to sit in. They're going to come in and observe. Maybe there are attorneys in the courthouse who now have to have conferences with the judge's law clerk while this case is on for trial, and that happens often. So you may have attorneys sitting in the back of the courtroom waiting to have their case conferenced with the judge's law clerk, and guess what? There are attorneys waiting. There are members of the public who are coming in to observe and see what's going on, and that's okay. But you know, there is something interesting here. At the very end of the trial, when the case is over or almost over, and now we are going to make closing arguments, you have to ask the question, does the courtroom door get locked then? The answer is no, it doesn't. But here's something interesting. After the attorneys are done making closing arguments, now the judge is going to give the jury legal instructions about the law in your particular case. In that instance, at that point, the judge will then go ahead and tell the court officer, lock the courtroom door. And it's not to prevent people from leaving, it's to prevent people from coming in. It's to prevent interruptions so that now the jury is paying careful attention, uninterrupted, to the judge give them the legal instructions. Now that's pretty weird, isn't it? During opening arguments and during closing arguments, the courtroom is open to the public. But now when it comes time to the judge giving the jury legal instructions about the law in this particular case, guess what? At that point, he turns to the court officer and says, please lock the courtroom door. I don't want any interruptions. And they put up a big sign that says, judge charging jury. And what that means is that he's now explaining the law to the jury and he does not want any interruptions. So that's the one instance where the courtroom door is locked, and as soon as he's done giving the jury those legal instructions, they open up the door again. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you because I have a few minutes, it's a beautiful day today, and I wanted to help you understand how these types of cases work. You know, I recognize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit, but have not done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. Well, that's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.